Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Cooking with Linux installation quickie. This is Marcel Gagne, your chef, your Linux chef, and we are going to install a new virtual machine today. Today, we're going to install a new virtual machine. Let's take a look and see what we've got out there. We are going to install Ubuntu Yakety Yak Desktop. This is the 1610 distribution, which is not officially released yet as I do this. It's actually in late stage beta and it will be out shortly. We're early in October and it's going to happen in October. So we're pretty close to a final desktop. So we're going to do my typical, which is I give this thing 4 gig of RAM. I give it a 20 gig hard disk. And we're going to call this one Ubuntu 1610. Ubuntu 1610. Finish. All right, the virtual machine is being created, allocation of storage, all that lovely stuff. There we go. Our virtual machine has just booted up, or is in the process of booting up, I should probably say. And the first thing we're going to do is wait. It's always what we do. We wait to see what happens. There we go. There's the Ubuntu logo. There are little dots going by. And as you can see, this is happening in the virtual machine manager. So this is happening on my desktop. This is not a bare metal install. I do not wipe away my desktop every single time I do one of these things. But I do want to show you what's happening on this thing. So here we go. The Ubuntu virtual machine is booting up. Ba-dum. Did you hear that? I'm going to say install Ubuntu. So let's go straight to the install. But one of the things I'm going to do is I'm going to stretch out the size of this thing. We're going to scale. Now I've got my virtual machine manager set up to automatically scale the desktop when I install, so that we can get as much as we can out of this. Download updates while installing. Yes, as a matter of fact, please download all this. Install third-party software. Yes, let's do that while we install. I think that's a wonderful idea. Continue, and the third-party stuff are going to be, plugins, Fluendo, as they point out here. Just, extra stuff that, frankly, you are going to want. Now, we could, as we've done, as I've explained before, we could specify how we want the drive broken up, but I'm just going to go for the default installation, which is probably what you're going to want to do if you're installing this, for the first time, just to play with, or for that matter, if you just want a desktop and you don't want to go through, through all the fuss. Toronto time. North Toronto, downtown Toronto. Hey, let's do downtown Toronto, okay? I noticed there's a Toronto PEI, which, by the way, is not to be confused with Toronto, Ontario, because Toronto PEI is a teeny tiny place. I've been there. It's like, 120 people or something. It is not the Toronto that most of you are going to know about. PEI, by the way, is awesome. If you haven't been to PEI, you must go to PEI. Your computer's name, Marcel Standard PC14. What the heck does that mean? Let's call it Ubuntu VM. There we go. It's the Ubuntu VM. Pick a username. As you know, I always go with M Gagne because I've been doing that for a long time. And this is just, my super secret password. Fair. Other distributions think this is an awesome password. And you already know what I think about, passwords. There you go. Log in automatically, no. Because we want to actually go through the process. So let's do it. Copying files, install as super user. Super user. I always like that term, super user. From back in days when sysadmins ruled the world. This was actually true. This is true. There was a time when sysadmins ruled the world. It was great to be a sysadmin. It's like, that movie? It's great to be king, with Mel Brooks, History of the World Part 1. Yes, I know, it's an old movie, but go back and watch it anyway. It's fun. There was never a History of the World Part 2, just for the record, okay? Never happened. But anyway, it's great to be king. Well, you know what? It was great to be sysadmin. So here we are, 11:25. I think we started 11:24 or something like that. Different distributions take different amounts of time depending on what they're installing or how they're installing it. This is making it look like it is happening super, super, incredibly, wickedly fast. We're going to find out that's true. Find even more software. Hey, awesome. Anyway, say goodbye to searching the web. By the way, I do have a video that I have a Cooking with Linux video that explains how to find and install software on various Linux distributions. You should check it out. Cooking with Linux, installing software. Check it out. Here we go, almost finished copying files. At this point I would run off and I would grab a glass of wine or something, but this looks like it's happening really, really fast. This could be like one of the fastest distribution installs ever. All right, so we're just going to wait. What? 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 Did this thing lie to me? Did this thing make it look like it was nearly done, but it wasn't? Like, is this going to be a bar that goes and says, 2%, 3%, 4%? I may have to take back everything I said. Configuring app, please wait. Scanning the CD-ROM. There is no CD-ROM. Retrieving file. Scanning the mirror. Retrieving file of 1. It's not so bad. 71 of 90 to 72 of 99, 73. Right. We're installing the repositories at this moment. We're probably getting that external software that I told it to install. So this might not be so bad after all. It's still 11:26. It's still quick. I won't beat up on it. 10 seconds remaining. That's 13 seconds remaining. I love it when it does that. 10 seconds, 9 seconds remaining. Oh, I changed my mind. 13 seconds remaining. 10 seconds. Now we're back. Oh, 22 seconds, 18 seconds. Make up your mind, for goodness sakes. Oh, there we go. 99 of 99. Whew. All right. We've passed that point. Local repositories. Please wait. Security. Retrieving files. 33 of 33. Time zone. Blah, blah, blah. Creating user. I'm still going to wait for a moment before I run off and go do something else. Should I sing a song? Should I do an impersonation? I do terrible impersonations. If you'd like me to do an impersonation of somebody, you'll probably have no idea who I'm doing. But I could, configuring hardware. This may actually be one of those really, really quick installations. Configuring hardware, which, by the way, is not bare metal hardware. Remember that. This is actually a virtual machine that pretends that it's real hardware. As far as the operating system that I'm installing is concerned, I am installing on a regular machine. It doesn't know the difference. Let's just have a look and see what the virtual machine manager looks like it's doing at this moment. There we go. Our CPU usage, host CPU usage, not taking that much of my real host. Disk I/O, network I/O, all very exciting. Let's put that back in the background and go back to the top here. It looks like we're at the end. This looks, despite the fact that I was getting ready to beat up on it, expecting that it would tell me that it was going to take a long, long time, it looks like this is actually pretty fast. Because the grub install is usually like, right at the end, /dev/SDA, which is our virtual disk that we created on the hardware there. Removing extra packages, checking for packages to remove, installing system, completely remove, blah, 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 blah. Cleaning up. All right. Once upon a time, there was a thing where you could play games while you were installing a distribution. I'm trying to remember who did that. I think it was Mandriva or Mandrake Linux back in the day, I believe it was called. I could be wrong. If somebody out there remembers, let me know. Let me know where I'm wrong on this or where I'm right on this. But there was at least one distribution that allowed you to play games while it was installing. It would start a game of Tetris, if I remember correctly. So you could sit there and play a game of Tetris while you're waiting for the system to install. But this is still going. It looks like it might be happening. It's removing the installation files. This could still be fairly quick. 11:29. We're not that far into the install. Everything you need for the office. LibreOffice Writer, LibreOffice Calc, LibreOffice Impress. We're all very impressed. That would be like, your PowerPoint presentations, Word, Excel, if you're coming from the Windows world. Accessibility on your desktop looks like it could be getting near the end. If you want to read all these tabs here, I'm not going to do this for you. In fact, I may actually cut out a lot of this stuff, where I'm rambling about what happens next. But again, I want you to see what's happening through one of these installs, even if what I do is cut out some of it and pick up a little bit later. Completely removing. So, okay, just an observation here. So I said that the other distributions were installing package by package. This thing is just dropping everything, and then it's going back and removing everything that it didn't need, or at least that's the way that it looks. Post-installation trigger. Does that mean we're almost done? Oh, I'm sure I've seen this before. I'm sure it happens more than once. Running post-installation trigger. You're just teasing me here. You're teasing me. Running dpkg, installing system. Isn't that what we've been doing the whole time? Installing system? Good grief. Downloading packages, 4 minutes, 29 seconds. All right. Okay. This thing is teasing me. All right, I'm going to pause here, and we're going to come back, okay? We're going to pause here, go out and get a glass of wine, because right now I need my glass of wine, and we'll come back. See you on the other side. All right, it looks like it's done. Restart now. All right, 11:36. That's still not bad. That's still not bad. All right, I won't complain too much. Here we go. First time boot of our Ubuntu desktop. Please remove the installation media. I don't have an installation media because I'm doing it on a virtual machine, but I'm pressing enter anyway. Here we go. Here we go. Booting, booting, booting. This is our first time boot after the installation of Ubuntu 16.10. And again, remember, this is the development version, so this is late in the beta stage. We're actually only a couple of weeks away from this actually being released, so it's going to be official pretty quickly. All right, here we go. My super secret password. My super secret password, and we're booting for the first time. Now remember, as I've said many times before, and I'll say it again, this is not meant to be a desktop tour, all right? This is just to give you an idea what the installation looks like for a particular distribution so that you know what you're up against when you see this thing. So here we are. We have booted into our Ubuntu 16.10 desktop, and we are basically ready to roll. We could start working with our desktop, search computer, games. There we go, Isle Rot Solitaire. So we can actually start doing important and interesting things on our desktop. And there you go. So if you like these things, if you actually would like me to go ahead and continue doing these things, and you want to see what the various installations look like on the system, then please, by all means, let me know by leaving comments, favorable comments down there, and say, hey, Marcel, we do like it when you actually go through this process of showing us what the installs are like. And if you haven't already done so, subscribe. And if you have already subscribed, tell your friends, family, your enemies, your neighbors, all the people that out there that you think might find it useful to follow along with Cooking with Linux. And that's it for today. À votre santé, bon appétit, and we'll see you next time.